Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lowell Park. It's game 22 for the Cotuit Kettleers as they host the Falmouth Commodores for the second time this season. Hi, everyone. I'm Connor Shue, joined alongside me, Chris Albright, Brooke Kilgore, Sorka Lewis, and Riley Lewis, the whole crew in the booth here. Cotuit coming into this one 8-11-2, Falmouth 10-10-1. Cotuit, along with the rest of the Cape League, got an off day yesterday, but before that, had their second win against the YD Red Sox, 8-2.
That was a fun game to be at. We were over at Red Wilson Field watching the Kets take on the Red Sox, and it was a good result for Cotuit. Got in front, YD got in front early, scoring a run in the bottom of the first. Cody Miller, the leadoff man for YD, singled and then came around to score. But Ryan Buckler, primarily a reliever this season for Cotuit, got the starting nod, and he looked phenomenal for 5 innings. After that leadoff single, retired 10 straight Red Sox. Was able to work into the 5th inning. He went 5 complete, allowed only 3 hits, 1 run, walked none, struck out 1. He was such a bright point for the Kettleers. And through his pitching, being able to silence the bats of the Red Sox, that allowed the offense of Cotuit to step up through none other than Jack Natili, who in the 5th inning hit a grand slam to put the Kets up 4-1. And it was just smooth sailing from then on out. Kets took another 4-run inning in the 7th, and just able to build upon that for an 8-2 victory.
Natili, that grand slam was his second in 4 games and his 5th homer in the past 4 games. It'll be exciting to see if he can continue that streak today. I think a big storyline we have coming into this one, Chris, is the 2 cleanup men. Jack Natili on Cotuit's side, he's DHing, and Micah New for Falmouth. These two have the highest OPSs in all of the Cape League this summer, and on Natili's side, he's been having a torrid June or July to really bump those numbers up. New's been all over it the whole way, but man, it's been those two pacing the Cape League for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it really has been, and for a while it looked like it was just Micah New to himself. For a moment, he was nearly double everyone in the Cape League in home runs, well above everyone in hits, and to be quite honest, he still is. New with 27 hits in just 20 games. He's matched atop the leaderboard by Jaron Advincula. And Advincula is a name and face that can hang with him, but when you look at average, when you look at slugging percentage especially, New just seemed to be in a league of his own up until this past week, and that's when Jack Natili's swing was finding any baseball thrown in his direction. Like you mentioned, Connor, 5 home runs, all of those as of recent. He's up to 17 hits, 15 RBIs. All of those are top 10 across the Cape League. And Natili, on the season, I mean, he, for lack of a better word, he had a pretty rough start to his time as a Kettleer. Now, that's no knock on Natili because he's now playing the way we knew Jack Natili could play all along. He's still hitting below 300 on the season, but his on-base plus slugging percentage is .1029. He's getting on base at a 400 clip. He's slugging above a 600 clip. He's overall just really getting into his groove, and no one can really seem to stop him.
Natili and New, 2-1 in OPS. Natili and New each have 9 extra base hits apiece. Natili's 9, over half of his hits. New actually has 10. He's got a triple in there to his 7 home runs and 2 doubles for 27 base hits, not to mention he's got the speed tool, 11 stolen bags. He's only been caught twice. Here's Newsline this season, 338, 404, 650 slug. Natili, 293, 408, 621. You talked about he had that slow start. There was a long time this season for maybe the first 10 or 15 games where Natili was still hitting below the Mendoza line, but he's picked up so many multi-hit games and has just worked himself into a frenzy at the plate. It seems like no pitcher can really stop him. And I don't know about you, Chris, but I think the most impressive part of Natili's hot streak so far is a lot of this power is going the opposite way. We've seen him poke a lot of these homers out over the right center field fence, a lot of doubles into the gap that way. He's pulled a couple of balls here and there, but I think all of his homers have been Oppo Taco so far.
He has a lot of power, and we knew that coming into the summer, just seeing what he was doing at Cincinnati, where he'll be returning for another season this coming spring. He's got a lot of strength, and he's able to get that bat around quick. And, when you see the opposite field power, that showcases something in a hitter that really can make you appealing to the next level. And that's the MLB scouts who are looking for someone who can catch and who can hit. There's not a lot of catchers. We're beginning to see it more and more. There's not a lot of catchers who have a massive power tool. And Jack Natili is showing that off. He's a true catcher. And defensively, he's been having a solid season as well. So he's building up that power tool, and to see it going opposite way just showcases just how much strength and precision he has in the batter's box.
He's part of the defense behind Cotuit pitcher Rob Evans, the lefty out of Miami, making his debut for the team. Let's talk about him a little bit. 470 earned run average in roughly 15 innings with the Canes. Faced some elbow problems in the fall before that, so probably contributed to the lack of innings compared to his sample size at Georgia State the year before, where he was a full-time starter. Led them in innings, but he's coming in here as a starter. He actually just arrived today, so fresh off the plane, getting out here and starting against a really tough lineup in Falmouth.
Well, Evans has had quite the college path. He grew up in New York, finished up his high school playing time in South Carolina, and he was originally committed to NC State, decided to go to Chipola College in Florida his freshman season, deciding to go the JUCO route. And there he threw 56 innings, then transferred to Georgia State, where he had a phenomenal time as a Panther. He struck out 48 batters in the 48 innings he pitched there, and then transferred to the U, where he appeared in 17 games, all of those in relief. So he's a year removed from his starting role, but able to hopefully harness some of that same mentality he had early in his collegiate career and high school career in this game today.
Excited to see how he looks on the mound against the Falmouth Commodores order. Speaking of which, how do they come up to bat, Chris?
Commodores, a lot of familiar faces. In fact, 8 out of the 9 guys on this lineup card have taken a swing against the Cotuit Kettleers this season. Leading things off, Carl Schmidt. He'll be playing second base for the Commodores today. Hitting second, Antonio Morales will be out in right field. Third is the designated hitter, Adrian Lopez. This middle third of the lineup card for Falmouth, a lot of dangerous bats. Micah New bats fourth. He's playing center field. Kent Schmidt batting fifth. He's playing first base. And Justin Osterhaus sixth at the hot corner. 7, 8, and 9, David McCain doing the catching. Ashton Wilson in left field. And Chris Newstrom playing shortstop, wrapping up the lineup card.
And they'll hit against the lefty, Rob Evans, once again. So we'll have the national anthem here shortly, but before that, we are going to our sideline reporter, Brooke Kilgore, from a couple of conversations she had after the 8-2 win against YD with Jack Natili and Ryan Buckler.
All right, guys, here with Jack Natili. Records his 5th home run of the season, 4 consecutive games for you, Jack. I swear, you're getting tired of talking to me. I feel like we keep pulling you every single game.
That's all right. I'll keep hitting them. Yeah.
Sounds good. So 4 consecutive home games, as we mentioned. Has the mindset changed at all? Are you looking to just kind of swing for the fences, or are you trying to stay disciplined behind the plate?
No, it's the same approach every time. I think I spoke about this yesterday. It's really just looking for my pitch, and I guess I've gotten it a lot of times in the last few games, and that's a good thing. And just keep working on the swing before the game and getting ready and being prepared when I do get it.
A little bit of a lull there in the game. You guys were down 1-0 coming out of the first. What was it like to kind of change the momentum for tonight?
It was good. I mean, 4 runs goes a long way in these games, and I think that gave us a good chance to win, and then everyone just keeps stacking good ABs.
A little bit of a different story tonight. You were the backstop for the Cats tonight here. Was there any different approaches that you're taking considering you weren't the DH?
No, I think I'm a little more involved when I'm catching because I got to manage the staff, and that's the most important thing. But working on that, just focusing on my ABs when they come, but but really doing a good job for my defense and helping my pitchers out.
All right, that has been Jack Natilli. We're sending it back to you guys in the box. Hey guys, welcome to the On Deck Circle over here. Brooke Kilgore joined by Ryan Buckler tonight, who gets the win. 5 straight innings, only 1 strikeout, a 7.7 ERA for you tonight. First of all, how are you feeling after all that?
I'm feeling good. It was great to get the win. Offense put up 8 runs too, so it helps getting a win when your offense puts up 8 runs. So.
Talk to you a little bit about resiliency tonight. You gave up 1 earned run in that first inning, and then 4 scoreless right after that. What was kind of the mindset up on the mound tonight?
Get outs, those strikes. No walks, which is good. I love pounding the zone, so I know it was only 1K, but it was good to just get after it and get out. So, and it come out this countdown. So
Definitely, there you go. Of course, you got the nod, the starting nod tonight. You've seen you more in the reliever position here throughout this season. What was that like, having someone come up to you and say, you're on the mound?
Oh, it was great. O'Connor called me yesterday and asked me if I could start, and I said yeah. So
Definitely. Yeah. And your whole family was practically here. Did you give them a call as soon as you found out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they were home when he called me, so I just let them know right away. I live with them actually, so they live right down the road in Barnstable. So
hometown hero out here. Of course, last question for you. 1 start at SAU. You came in last season for Cotuit. 10 innings pitched around there. How are you changing the narrative for your story as a reliever first started?
I don't think the mindset really changes with it. I just try and go out there, throw strikes, and mix well. So it wasn't a big change or anything. So.
All right, congratulations on a great outing. Back to you guys.
We were just treated to an incredible saxophone rendition of the national anthem by Kettleers outfielder Andrew Wiggins, who's already done that once here at Lowell Park, but heck, it's cool to see it again, and frankly, I hope they do it for every other national anthem.
Well, we were let off with Back by Popular Demand, and it truly is popular demand. I think Andrew Wiggins doing the national anthem always draws a thunderous applause because you get to see a side of these ball players that you don't see on the diamond. I mean, a lot of these guys just have personalities, have different hobbies and talents, and Wiggins is able to showcase that in front of everyone when he whips out the saxophone. So truly just fun stuff. It's what makes, summer ball so special.
Won the Louis Armstrong Award in high school for Best Jazz Musician, so he comes well acclaimed, played in the Indiana High School Jazz Band when he was of that age before he went to become a Hoosier. He's in the transfer portal right now, and we also have some first responders throwing out the first pitch here on Touch a Truck Night, and I think you actually participated.
I did. I got to go touch one of the fire trucks that they brought. It was, they told me, I don't know the technical name for it, but it's for the wildland firefighters, and it's pretty much just this big old truck with giant steel, like a steel cage in front of the front hood, I guess, and it's for plowing through the forest during a fire. It just knocks down all the trees. So I got to go touch it, and I got a cool baseball from it. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, just a fun first responders event here today.
It's also Red Friday, as it is every day in the Cape League, or every Friday, I should say. Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. It's a day honoring United States military service members who were deployed overseas, so it's cool to see the Cape Cod Baseball League engage in this every single Friday. Every home team wears the red military-esque uniforms to honor those deployed overseas. So we've seen it a couple of times here. We saw it in Falmouth last week on Friday, and now it's the inverse.
It's the second time we've been able to host it here at Lowell Park, and it's always great to see the different heroes that are honored. The Massachusetts State Lottery Hero of the Game. They have one for every single Redshirt Friday game, and today's Hero of the Game, Jacob Labor of Centerville. He's a 26-year veteran of the Barnstable Police Force. He enlisted in the U.S. Army as an active-duty helicopter cavalry scout back in 1989, and just was able to serve this country so well, so we're glad to honor him here today.
We sure are, as the Kettleers take the field in those uniforms. The bright red jerseys with the digital camo lettering and numbers on them. It's a cool look. So here's Rob Evans, his first time donning, well, I guess you could say a Cape Cod jersey, because these aren't necessarily Kettleers jerseys, but his first time in the red. We'll see him in the maroon another day for the Kets, but he'll pitch to Jack Natilli. I'm really excited to see how his stuff plays. Has a 92 to 94 mile an hour fastball in the arsenal. He pitched in the draft league earlier this summer to solid results as a starter after being a reliever all year at Miami. So we'll see what they expect out of him. Maybe 4 to 5 innings of solid ball if he's really feeling himself. I think he's going to have a longer leash after being stretched out this summer.
Well, just looking at his fastball out of the hand, again, much like everyone, when someone is new here on Cape, you're looking at them for the first time. So this is our first time seeing Rob Evans throw, and I can tell you just from up here that his fastball will play a little bit higher to the eye of a batter, just because he is left-handed, so that will make it a little more challenging for a hitter to pick up. But he's just got such a good arm slot where he's able to get that ball going over his shoulder quick. It's coming out of his hand quick.
He has a stocky 6'1", 230-pound build to put a lot of power behind that fastball. So we'll see how it plays against a Falmouth lineup that features 4 lefties to 5 righties. It's pretty even down the line. They start righty, lefty, righty, Carl Schmidt, Antonio Morales, and Adrian Lopez. Schmidt, we'll see him in a second. He's getting ready next to the on-deck circle over on the Falmouth side. We'll bet in an opposite-handed matchup with Rob Evans in his Cape League debut. Very excited to see what he can bring to the table here in what's been a great summer for Cotuit pitching. They've got a .373 earned run average as a whole. That's third in the Cape League, and we haven't really seen a drop-off. No matter how many guys get released, hit their innings limits, it's just been good pitching overall, to put it simply, Chris.
Well, the starting pitching, especially for Cotuit, has been getting better as the season has gone on, creeping closer to a sub-4 team-wide starter ERA.
So here comes Carl Schmidt. He was 1 for 3. Scored a run, walked and struck out last time against the Kettleers. Flared that foul. First pitch officially at 5:03 local time here in Cotuit, Massachusetts, the Village. Rob Evans started off with a strike to Carl Schmidt, the second baseman from Cal Berkeley. Here comes the 0-1. Lofted high in the air, off to the right. Evans 93 on the last fastball. He's starting hot.
He's also peppering the zone right away.
Showed off the breaking stuff on that one. 87 out of the hand on that low pitch. One and two count. Evans to Schmidt. Here it comes. Just a touch low again. Robert Evans, pitching at his third school, started at the community college level with Chipola, Struck out 70 batters in 56 innings. That popped right out of the glove of Natili. Inside 3-2. Infield playing fairly even on the diamond. Matthews and Farber, the shortstop and second baseman, playing with their heels in the grass. The first baseman, Taggart Tyson, also in his Cotuit debut, playing back from the bag. Here comes the 3-2. Chopper towards third, gloved by Johnson. The throw down is in time. One down.
Cotuit's infield has had some moving pieces around the summer. Today's no different. The right side of the infield, couple of faces you aren't accustomed to seeing. Farber is playing second base, and Taggart Tyson, a new addition to this Kettleers lineup, is at first base.
Case Sanderson, typically the everyday guy there. He gets a day off. He is on the bench, though. Here's Antonio Morales, the right fielder. Made a fine catch in his position on a Caden Bogenpole flyout last time these two teams played. And that game finished 3-1. There was a runner on base, and that surely could have made it one run closer. The 1-0 inside.
I'm sure Bogenpole felt robbed of a hit. It was slicing down the line, and Morales just went full Superman mode, extended and caught it while diving.
Morales is a good contact bat, hitting .294 this summer. Hits it high, fell. It's a 2-1 count. Morales, 20 hits, is third on Falmouth. He's coming off of a campaign where he got decent playing time at Wake Forest, 86 at-bats. 3 homers, 3 doubles. He laces that one out into left field. High on the line. West measured it. Out number 2.
Well, Evans has been doing a good job here in his first start for the Kettleers. He's been throwing around the zone, not afraid to challenge a hitter, and the contact that he's given up hasn't been anything well struck.
Here comes the second right-handed hitter of the batting order, Adrian Lopez, the designated hitter. Plays his baseball at USC. That's Southern California. Another high average guy this summer. He's hitting .286 on the ground towards Matthews. Easy play over to first in time. A 1-2-3 first frame for Rob Evans. Welcome to the Village. Scoreless going into the bottom of first. After a scoreless top half of the inning pitched by Rob Evans, here's the left-handed hurler for the Falmouth Commodores, Matthew Dallas. What does the order look like that he's pitching against?
Cotuit stepping up to the plate today like this. Dean West leading off, Caden Bogenpole and Ryan Farber. 4, 5, and 6, Jack Natili doing the designated hitting duties. Nolan Stevens and Luke Matthews. The bottom third, Camden Johnson, Taggart Tyson, and Luke Lavin. Falmouth defensively from first to third, Kent Schmidt, Carl Schmidt, Chris Newstrom, and Justin Osterhaus. Outfield from left field to right, Ashton Wilson, Micah New, and Antonio Morales. David McCann doing the catching.
David McCann hit what was essentially the game-winning home run a couple of days ago in Falmouth's win over Harwich. Here's Dean West leading this ball game off. Had a couple of hits last game against YD. They've moved him around in the lineup card a lot. His most frequent spot has been the 2-hole, but he's hit cleanup in the 6-hole and the 8-hole as well. Was the leadoff man for UCLA this year. First pitch ball from Dallas, the lefty from Wake Forest. Dallas was a frontline starter there. 60 2/3 innings pitched. 63 strikeouts and ERA below 5 as well.
He's carried some solid numbers onto the Cape this season. Through 9 innings pitched, he's still yet to allow a run. He's walked 2 and struck out 9.
Here comes the 2-0. 3-0. Some chatter about that call from home plate umpire Mark Rowan. Robert McHugh at first base, Dan Fitzpatrick at third. There's a strike.
4 of Dallas's scoreless innings this season came on the July 4th game against Cotuit. That one at Gov Fuller Field.
3 appearances, 1 start. That game was his 1 start. He walks Dean West to start this one off.
Well, West is able to work a walk. That's what he did at UCLA that made him such a successful leadoff hitter, his ability to get on base. And then he was quick as well. West has made mention his desire to activate his base stealing part of his game. He's got good decision making and speed out on the base paths.
He's only had the chance to go 4 times this summer. He's converted on 50% of his chances trying to steal. Now it's Caden Bogenpool. Throw over, not in time. Bogenpool, the sequoia tree of a center fielder out there in the batter's box. 6'6", about 230. Not your average build for that position.
Well, he can cover a lot of ground quick. We've seen it in just yesterday, or 2 days ago, matchup against YD, able to cover a lot of ground on a ball hit to shallow center field.
Here comes the throw to first. Got to watch out for West over there. We mentioned he hasn't gone too much this season, but has the ability, had double-digit stolen bags at UCLA. Now Bogenpool from Missouri State. He's returning there for his junior year. Has quite the power tool. Hit for a high average, just under 300 at school as well. 33 homers through his 2 years. He had quite the start, too. He walked in his first plate appearance and then homered his second back-to-back innings in his first game. That was here against YD a little over a week and a half ago. That homer, well over 100 miles an hour off the bat. It was pretty much a line drive over the center field fence.
Yeah, he's able to put a lot of power on the baseball. I mean, it helps when you're built like a sequoia tree, in your words, but it truly is what Bogenpool is able to do best.
Dallas has him at a 1-2 count, working against a lefty-heavy Cotuit lineup. Slider was far outside. It's 2-2.
It was Bogenpool's addition to this lineup card that was really able to pop the top off the can of hitting home runs as a team. The Kettleers were struggling to get a long ball early in this season.
He was, if I remember correctly, the first homer from someone not named Rintaro Sasaki at that point in the season.
And then it really just started a snowball of other players in the lineup card hitting home runs. The old adage, once you see it, it happens more frequently.
High chopper towards the pitcher, Dallas, who makes the play to first. 1 down, West advances.
If there's someone out on the field that can size up Bogenpole, it's Matthew Dallas, who's got the frame himself. And Dallas 6'5", 195, so he's able to cover some ground quickly, was able to do just that off the mound.
Here comes one of the more consistent bats in Cotuit's order. Ryan Farber, hitting .321 this summer, has played every single game. Dallas doesn't like that ball. Gets a new one from Blue. Dallas rocking the turquoise glove. Again, Dallas this past year pitched at Wake Forest. He's not in the portal. Just likes the color, I guess.
It's a cool looking glove. It's an attention grabber.
He's got Farber in a 1-0 count. Farber the most at-bats this season of any Kettleer with 78. He's a patient hitter, but can jump on pitches early if he needs to. And he was part of that early surge of home runs. One in the same week as Bogenpole hit that first one. Low chopper towards short, gloved and fired to first in time by Newstrom. 2 down.
A couple of soft contact ground balls. Didn't quite leave the infield. A couple of quick outs worked by Dallas, able to bounce back after that leadoff walk issued to Dean West.
Here's the man himself, Jack Natilli, hitting nearly 500 in the month of July with an OPS of 1,800. You just can't miss to him. Well, he's swinging the bat like this, and he kept it simple when he was talking about what he's changed. He just said he's gotten more comfortable. Simple as that sometimes. So Dallas probably trying to hang around the corners against him. And he did a good job on that first pitch. West dancing around by the second base bag. Way inside, and that clipped him.
That's one way to stay off the zone. Just traveled a bit too far inside, clipping Natilli. Is a bit of a delayed reaction from everyone, and then Natilli looked back at the home plate umpire, Mark Rowan, and said, yeah, that hit me.
Delayed reaction up here, too. For a second, I was questioning whether I saw that nick the pants of Natilli, but it did. He has a team-leading 7 hit-by pitches. Throw back to second, not in time. Nolan Stevens is the batter. He's playing right field, and he does that pretty well. Gets good jumps out there. The bat has been streaky, you could say, this summer, but he'll always have a place in the outfield. He's got a 1-0 count with 2 on the pond. Jack Natilli reached after he got hit. Dean West walked. The lefty Stevens is ready. Dallas is living on that outside part of the plate, trying to get these lefties to offer at that slider early on.
And Cotuit hitters have not been biting.
And looking more into Dallas, that pitch is read more as a sweeper. I think it has that motion.
A lot of horizontal break on it.
However, he has not been able to throw it for strikes yet today. He's got a 3-0 count against Nolan Stevens. And just missed with that one. There was some hesitation to see if Mark Rowan would call it on the corner. But Nolan Stevens has just walked the bases loaded.
Well, Cotuit's a patient team. A lot of players in this lineup card aren't afraid to take some pitches and work that count high. Coming into this matchup, the Kets were averaging 4.8 walks per game. That's second in the Cape League. It's nearly 5 walks a game. You're very patient in that box.
Luke Matthews is up next. The shortstop out of Kent State. Having a nice summer in limited at-bats. He's hitting .316, and whenever he's been in the lineup card, he's hit. Went 2 for 4. Drove in a couple of runs on a single against YD last game. He's an aggressive, somewhat free swinger. He hit .355 with the Flashes this past spring. Dallas, his 1-0. Away. Runners at all stations. Dean West is at third. Jack Natilli's at second. Nolan Stevens is at first. Outfield playing to pull. Matthews clipped that one foul. Got a nice night for baseball here in Cotuit. A nice change from what we saw yesterday as rain threatened the entire way against YD, and you could say last home game against Orleans.
Yeah, a couple of days with some storms. I mean, we've been lucky here at Lowell Park. Nothing's been called yet.
The 2-1 outside, and Dallas has to throw a strike on 3-1. In danger of walking in a run.
And a 3-1 count with a hitter like Matthews, who already has a triple this season. It's dangerous.
Here it comes. Lifted foul. Gets a much-needed strike, 2. Full count, 2 down. Bases juiced. Pretty favorable situation for Matthews to hit in. Hit into left field. That gets down, a base hit. Coming around third to score the second run is Natilli. Matthews digging for second. The throw's over his head. Here comes Nolan Stevens as well. He's in to score. 3 runs come home for Cotuit on a Luke Matthews single. What a way to start.
Well, Matthews has that power, and he was able to put that ball perfectly down in left field. And at that point, it's just off to the races for the Kettleers. You saw Matthews with an aggressive turnaround first, which forced the throw there from Matthew Dallas. And by the time that ball sailed into center field, Stevens scored, Natilli scored, and West had scored.
Just took his time, waited for his pitch. The righty jumped all over it. Swing and a miss from Camden Johnson, the 7-hole hitter. Now batting with 2 outs and a runner on third. So Luke Matthews, a 2-run single with 2 outs. Stevens got in, advancing on the throw to second. And that's the thing about Matthews. He's not afraid to try and dig for extra bases. And he creates chaos out there. Here comes the 1-1. Flared out to left. That's foul. Johnson only missed a single game. He got rest against YD last time out. Had played in the first 20 games of the season up to that point. Johnson on his way to Oklahoma after 2 years at Wichita State. The 1-2. Hit over the head of the infield, and that'll drive in another. Luke Matthews comes home to score on the single from Johnson.
The bats are alive for the Kettleers. It's been the story of the season the past, we'll say week and a half. A stark difference from the start of the season. The Kets tend to jump on pitchers quickly. We've seen it when the Kets win games. They're scoring in the first 1, 2, 3 innings, and that's what they're doing here today.
And they're doing it against Matthew Dallas, who looked a lot different, to say the least, against Cotuit last time. He pitched 4 scoreless innings against the Kets, and these are actually the first runs he's allowed all season, Chris.
Yeah, he was a spotless 0.0 ERA coming into this one, and just a bit of an unorthodox start for Dallas here today.
He's allowed 2 base hits, 2 walks, and he's hit a batter. Allowed 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Now it's Taggart Tyson, his first time up as a Ket. The righty takes one low. That allows Johnson to advance. Dallas is all out of sorts on the hill.
Now he's thrown 31 pitches so far. Only 13 of them have been strikes.
We've seen Cotuit have a lot of success in innings like this where they drive up the pitch count early, kind of jump, ambush the pitcher. Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Tyson played his college ball at Louisville. Did not play his freshman year, but got some good at-bats last season. Hit 290 in 81 at-bats. He's looking for a new home now. Here comes the 1-1. High chopper, left side, that's foul. The Kettleers had early innings like this. The first time we saw YD right here, scored 6 in the first 2. Eventually won that one off of James Hayes' perfect game, through 5 at least. They had a game like this against Bourne right here as well.
Well, it's big for Rob Evans out on the bump as well. This is his first start with Cotuit, so to be able to have this under your belt when you go out for your second inning of work, a 4-run cushion, puts a lot of weight off of his shoulders and makes this first start a little bit easier up on the mound.
Makes it easier to just attack hitters as that's lined straight to the third baseman. The throw bounces and it's in time from Osterhaus. Retires the side, but it's 4-0. Cotuit exiting the top half. Well, the first inning, as we'll go to our sideline reporter, Brooke Kilgore.
Brooke Kilgore here in the mid-first against the Falmouth Commodores. I'm here with outfielder Andrew Wiggins, who once again takes the stage with his saxophone and performs the national anthem here tonight. First of all, Wiggins, how are you feeling?
I feel pretty good after playing national anthem. I had a lot of fun.
That's great. Did you make any changes in your national anthem performance tonight from the first time we saw you?
I did. I didn't expect it to play it twice, so I was like, okay, I have to switch up some things, but you know, if I got to do it a third time, I think I'll really break out some of the cool stuff.
Okay, that's great. We heard it out there. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody was moved. I personally was out there too. But just want to walk me through, you know, kind of your experience and journey with music. You told me a little bit that your mom was the reason you got into it. Just talk to me a little about that.
Yeah, so my mom got me in a band, and you know, I was playing the trombone first, and I was like, man, I really want to play the saxophone, so I played the clarinet first, and then played the saxophone since 6th grade up until today. So it's been really cool, and you learn a lot through music, and it helps with baseball too. So it's awesome they go hand in hand for me.
That's definitely. Can I quickly ask what the connection is between music and baseball for you?
Yeah, I mean, music is essentially my outlet for baseball. So when I go home, I can, you know, pick up the ukulele or the saxophone and just jam out, and it really just clears my mind and helps me play, which is an easy mindset.
That's great. You mentioned the ukulele. Are we ever going to get a ukulele performance here at Lowell Park?
Maybe not the anthem, but I'll definitely have to bring it out for sure.
That's great,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, first of all, what is your favorite instrument to play? Is it the saxophone, or do you have a kind of sneaky favorite from one of the other 5?
It's a saxophone.
Saxophone?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, that's great. Well, that has been our time with Andrew Wiggins. Thank you so much for your time here in the mid-first. Appreciate it.
4-0 ball game. Kets up on Falmouth. Micah New, Kent Schmidt, Justin Osterhaus due up for the Falmouth Commodores 4 through 6. Rob Evans spun a 1-2-3 first frame as a Kettleer. Now he got spotted 4 runs of insurance, so he's got to be feeling real nice out there.
Yeah, that's when you give a tip of your cap to your offense, able to provide them with a lot of run support. And you need the run support when you're facing a Falmouth Commodore lineup that has Micah New in it.
Leads the Cape League in homers and OPS. 7 long balls, a 1054 OPS. Not to mention he's hitting .338, so he's got the hit tool overall as well.
Well, he's overall just a great player. I mean, coming into this season, it's fair to say that he wasn't on a lot of radars coming out to the Cape League. Had a solid year with Marshall, but we even when talking to the Commodores broadcast team, saying he was 7th in the opening day lineup card. Typically not where you put a guy who would be hitting 7 home runs in summer ball.
Laces one right up the middle. Farber makes an attempt. The throw just a bit late. Farber did a great job to glove that one and make a throw across his body, but New just beat it out because he's just that fast.
Well, New's got speed. Talking about how great he is on the base paths. He's got 11 stolen bases on the summer. He's able to leg it down the line as well. At one point, he was getting to first base with nearly 4 seconds flat.
4:06 was the official time. Clocked a couple of games ago against Harwich. He was getting a lot of love in the media after that one. D1 Baseball did a piece on that game as that socked into left center. Coming back on it is Bogenpol. Ken Schmidt flies out on the first pitch. 1 down.
Bit of a deeper center field here at Lowell Park compared to some other places on Cape. 397, dead central, and Bogenpol can cover a lot of that quickly.
Gives way to Justin Osterhaus. 1 for 4 against Hyannis a couple days ago. Scored a run, but struck out twice. So Osterhaus, he's on his way to Alabama this year. Previously played in the Horizon League with Purdue Fort Wayne and put up big numbers there. Over a 1,000 OPS, hit over 300. Exactly what you need to do to move up in the college baseball world.
Hit the portal. Did I misinterpret that?
Well, you do need to hit the portal to move up, that's for sure. The throw home, inside, strike 1. Good pitch on the inner corner from Evans. Went 1-2-3 in his first inning. Allowed a leadoff single in this one. He's got 1 down. Runner goes, and I think that hit off the batter Osterhaus as he's trying to shake it off.
Yeah, a bit of a grimace, but he'll leg out the first 90. Just a bit inside, ran in on the left-handed hitter.
Osterhaus on first. New on second with 1 down. David McCann, the catcher, up. He last played against Harwich on the 8th. 1 for 4 with a homer. Drove in 2. And that was a late game situation for McCann, and apparently after the game, as he sends that one high in the air, Johnson chasing it down into foul ground, but it's well out of play. McCann was actually supposed to bunt on that play, according to Jared Saltalamacchia, but he decided to swing away anyway, and he essentially won them the game.
I think that's one of those moments where you want to be mad, but I don't think you can.
He's got the power. 11 homers for Virginia Tech in the spring. Oh, and 1 count to him. Outside, Lavin lost it for a second. Got it in time to keep the runners in check. Evans, a 386 earner on average in the draft league earlier this summer. 3 appearances, a pair of starts. Here comes his 1-1. Outside breaking ball. Likes to lean on that slider to lefties. 8 strikeouts in 7 innings with West Virginia in the draft league. He looks home. Swung on, fouled. Just barely. You could call that a whiff.
Able to catch a small piece.
2-2 count. Evans to McCann. Evans has a really unique story as well. Comes from the projects of Harlem, where he said he quite literally played on concrete fields when he was a kid. Imagine learning how to play a game like baseball on concrete.
Well, it made him resilient. He even said he would come back home after playing baseball with scars just because he wasn't afraid to actually play the game. He even said he would slide on concrete.
That's incredible. Ball four to McCann. He loads the bases with one out. But Evans is really a tough kid. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but turned down a scholarship from NC State and decided to go to the JUCO route. Bet on himself, and he proceeded to strike out 70 batters in 56 innings. Went the D1 route after that at Georgia State, then went up another rung to Miami. He's going to have a meeting with Tim O'Connor and the rest of the infield. He's in a bit of a pickle here in the top of 2. Bases loaded. He does possess a 4-0 lead.
And this is the first real trouble he's had to face as a Kettleer. Does have an out to his name, forced at every bag. A double play ball is intact, but this is a good opportunity to see his resiliency out on the mound. And if there's anything about Evans' character and his story that would tell us something about it, it's that he is a resilient person and does have a lot of mental fortitude.
Showed it throughout his journey. And he's draft eligible this year, so probably waiting to see his name called as that's flared out into right. Chasing it down is Stevens. He dives and loses it. One run comes home to score. That's New. Another runner coming around third. That's Osterhaus. He slides in before the throw to score. And Falmouth has evened up this game 4-2.
Yeah, it was a good piece of hitting from Ashton Wilson. He was flaring it down the right field line. It was slicing towards the line. A bit of a difficult way to get Nolan Stevens out there. He had a good break on it, just was a step behind, you could say. That ball was tailing away from him. So gave it a dive, did everything he could to keep it in front of him.
Well, and it bounced behind him afterwards. So an unfortunate hop off the dive of Nolan Stevens. So Ashton Wilson was the batter. He gets a single on that. Tapper towards short, double play. Ball, nope. Matthews lost that one, and into first was Chris Newstrom, so the bases are loaded once again after the E6.
A lot of traffic on the base paths here for Cotuit. Still silver lining, force at every bag, but now the lineup card is flipped.
So now McCann's at third. Wilson's on second. Newstrom is on first. Shot high in the air. Now here's the out number 2 you're looking for. It's to Farber, and he fights the sun, and he lost it on the transfer. Oof, that was close.
Just a very precarious inning here for the Kettleers.
The defense has been a little out of sorts in this one. So that's out number 2. Carl Schmidt, a pop-up to the second baseman, Ryan Farber. Man, that's scary if you're Rob Evans, though, as that's chopped foul. You see that ball pop out of your second baseman's glove, and your heart probably drops thinking, oh, man, I hope they don't score that a live ball. They did not. So to come back to the situation, it's David McCann on third, Ashton Wilson on second, Chris Newstrom on first. Wilson singled in a pair of runs on a fly ball that Nolan Stevens missed. That pitch well into the other batter's box, and coming home to score is McCann. It's now 4-3, Falmouth within 1.
Well, Falmouth doing a great job of responding after seeing Cotuit score 4 in the home half of the first. This is how you bounce back. You piece together runs. You take advantage of some miscues. And now the Commodores are right back in this game. It's a high-scoring one already, and we're not even halfway through the second inning.
1-1 count to Antonio Morales, the 2-hole hitter. Pitches him inside. Morales flew out to left in the first frame, in which Evans went 1-2-3. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Low breaking ball, just a touch below the zone. Evans attempting to work out a trouble. Has allowed 3 in this frame. He'll take a second. Cotuit scored 4 in the bottom of the first. Falmouth has answered with 3 of their own here in the top of 2. Liner towards short. Matthews gobbles it up. The throw to first is in time. Leaves the bases loaded. 4-3. Close, high-scoring game here in the top of 2. We'll talk to you again in the bottom half of the second here on Cape League TV.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe!
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, raid, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Matthew Dallas re-enters a much closer game than he left in the bottom of the first. It's now 4-3. His offense has spotted him 3 here in the bottom of the second.
That's a good opportunity for a bounce back inning for Dallas, who he was roughed up in the first inning, had to throw 35 pitches, allowed 4 runs. The 1 unearned run scored via an error. That was also on Dallas. Just an inning to bounce back, show the command that he's been showing all season.
Dallas pitching against 9-1-2 in the Kettleers order. Luke Lavin, Dean West, and Caden Bogenpole. The first pitch to Lavin is well inside. The Stanford backstop hitting .280 this summer. Saw him hit his first extra base hit of the season a couple of games ago. He's got a 2-0 count. Lavin entering his junior season at school. Hit .240 with Stanford. Well over the catcher. McCann didn't even move. Almost shrugged his shoulders at Dallas after that one. Well, it's 3-0.
I don't think that pitch was as high as maybe we thought. I think that might have just been a miscommunication on the signs between McCann and Dallas.
It's what it looked like. Here's the 3-1. That's high, ball 4. Luke Lavin will take first.
It's the 3rd walk issued by Dallas. That was something he was struggling a bit with in the first inning. Hoping you don't have that bleed over too much here in the second.
He walked Weston Stevens in the first. Now here's Dean West re-entering. hitting with a runner on first. The left side of the infield is pinched in pretty well. Osterhaus less than a foot from the infield grass. West, like we talked about earlier, is a guy who enjoys the small ball aspect of things. Very privy to bunt. The first pitch to him, taking a strike. West is also very patient in the box. He'll take his walks, as we saw in the first inning. He took 49 of them as a Bruin this year. Bunt was pulled back. McCann thought about throwing over to first. West hitting .333 this summer. 11 hits, a triple as well. Hits one high and softly into foul ground. Chasing it down is Osterhaus, who made the basket catch. What a play.
That was an incredible catch. As he was sliding, it looked like he was almost on a slip and slide out in foul ground. And I mean, running behind, he pretty much caught that ball facing away from it in his lap. Just an incredible effort from Osterhaus.
A smooth grab in foul territory gets Matthew Dallas his first out. Here's Caden Bogenpol, grounded out to Dallas his first time. Dallas working the strike zone a little more in this inning. He's been getting ahead of batters. Did walk Lavin on 4 pitches, but he started off West and Bogenpol with a strike. Caden Bogenpol down to a .208 average. Swing and a miss. He's had some struggle with the strikeouts to this point. Has the power to make up for it, but he struck out 8 times to 5 hits in 8 games. Here comes the 1-2. Line towards short. Gloved, fired high to first. Got there just in time. Schmidt almost had to leave his feet, but he stayed on the bag. 2 down.
Sounded like his bat broke, and the bat kid staring it down, looking at it, think there's a couple of pieces. He splintered that one on the swing, and it was just a slow roller. Another ground out worked by Dallas, who's been taking advantage of those today.
Looked like Bogenpol hit that one on the label. Here comes Ryan Farber, switch hitter batting right-handed. Ball 1. Farber batting on the right side of the plate is hitting .385 as he laces that one to short. Jump throw, not in time. It drew Schmidt off the bag, and he was just a touch late as Farber legged that one out.
I like the jump throw effort from Chris Newstrom. Able to get it there, beating out. Farber had the throw been on the money. But man, I mean, you've really got to get dialed on that jump throw to have it be right on the target.
He tried the Jeter.
I was going to say the Troy Tulowitzki.
Well, I'd prefer to call it that, but come on, that is unfortunately the signature Jeter throw, as that's hit high into right center, and making a nice highlight grab in right is Antonio Morales, who tumbled in for that one. Out number 3. It's a 4-3 ball game. Heading into the top of 3. Cotuit up.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Top of the third here at Lowell Park. 4-3, Cotuit's up as we've got some cloud cover over the field. Not so blue skies anymore in Cotuit, unfortunately, but that hasn't stopped the crowd. Both grandstands are full. Fans lining the first and third base lines per usual. Some life in the outfield past the left field wall next to the glowing scoreboard out there. It's another good baseball night here in Lowell.
Well, the crowd has been spectacular this season at LP, especially in July. The last 4 home games for the Kettleers have accumulated over 8,000 in attendance over the 4 games here in Cotuit in July. The highest attended July 3rd, 2,700 patrons.
In that game, you could tell fans were lining the entire outfield wall, which you never really see. First pitch strike to the leadoff man in this frame, Adrian Lopez. After him, it's Micah New and Kent Schmidt. 3, 4, and 5 for the Commodores. One pitch is outside. A little bit of wind drawing out to left field. The tall American flag billowing in that direction. Rob Evans looking to bounce back after a tough second inning. Allowed 3 runs and a wild pitch. Walked a couple of batters and only allowed 1 hit, though. Check that, too. Wilson singled in those 2 runs on the play where Nolan Stevens came in and tried to make a diving grab. And Micah New singled to lead off the frame.
It was just some singles, but the damage had been done just with a hit by pitch and a walk as well.
Hit on a line, sailing out to right center, and Nolan Stevens makes the grab running to his right.
Now, that's the type of ground that you can see Nolan Stevens cover. Does a good job of getting a good first step on the baseball.
Here's Micah New, the man who has improved his draft stock exponentially this summer. Came in off of a lot of teams' boards. Now there's murmurs that he's probably a top 10 round pick.
He's been getting chatter from just about every MLB team, and for good reason. His power tool has been showcased this season, and one of the more notable things about him that's standing out is his transition to being a center fielder. He's been playing center for the Commodores this season, and he's been looking comfortable doing it.
Natural position has been shortstop at Marshall, but he's played center fielder and has looked comfortable out there after a season at Marshall where he committed 30 errors at short. So I think he's found his new home.
Yeah, he really has. If he can settle in center field and continue hitting at the pace he's on, he's going to be a good pickup.
Just got struck out by Rob Evans, though. His first punch out as a Cat.
Now you're expecting more of those to come. Rob Evans does have that strikeout ability.
Got New out on the breaking ball. Now it's Kent Schmidt. He has looked strong through this frame. Ken Schmidt, his first time up. He flew out. He was the first out of the second inning as he lines one into right field. Base hit. Aggressive approach from Schmidt. He hit .390 at Georgia Tech this year. He's a guy who is not afraid to offer at the first couple of pitches.
And he'll be on that Yellow Jacket squad with Kettleer Jaron Evinkil, who's not playing today.
He's getting a much-needed off day. Missed some games earlier in the season due to various reasons. And some recruiting visits at some points deep into the transfer portal summer. Eventually made his decision to settle on Georgia Tech, as that's a soft pop-up straight to the third baseman, Johnson. So Rob Evans gets back on track and puts up a 0 as we enter the bottom of the third. It's 4-3, Cotuit over Falmouth.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
4-3 ball game, Cotuit up on Falmouth. Already a higher scoring game than we've seen in the first two here in the bottom of three.
Yeah, it's been a fun one so far. I mean, coming into this game, Game 1 of this season series, Cotuit won 3-2. The second game, just a day later, Falmouth won 3-1. So the fact that both teams have already either eclipsed 3 runs or are at 3 runs, showing that, hey, the bats are here to play today.
They sure are. And it's been with a lot of walks so far. The Kettleers, to this point, have walked 3 times on Matthew Dallas. Nolan Stevens being one of those players. He walked back in the first, came around to score. He took a first pitch ball. After him, it'll be Luke Matthews and Camden Johnson. Matthews was the hero of the first inning, hit a 2-run single, and advanced all the way to third off of an error. Called a 3-run single. I was going to say, I thought Stevens scored on the throw that went out to center field. But, hey, I stand corrected.
I'm sure Matthews doesn't mind the RBI to his name.
You're not wrong. He's in a 1-2 counter. Stevens is in a 1-2 count. Man, that almost painted the outside corner. Pitch was just outside. That sweeper seems like a real go-to for Dallas so far in this one. Got him. Fastball down and in. Struck out Stevens. First K of the evening for Dallas.
Just like Rob Evans needing to get into the third inning to get his first strikeout, Dallas as well. Both pitchers getting rocked around early in their line today, hoping to settle in as this game goes on.
Dallas is picking up the pace on the mound. Matthews grounds one high towards third. Osterhaus fires in time for a fast out number 2.
Well, for Dallas, he needed 35 pitches to get through the first, under 15 to get through the second. Trying to have another repeat inning of a low pitch count can extend himself further into this game.
Each pitcher has really settled down as we get deeper into this one. Evans only saw 4 batters in his third inning after the blow-up second. Dallas, after the first, he left 2 on in the second and has mowed down each of the 2 batters he's seen here in the third. This one's Camden Johnson. He singled in the 4th run of the inning back in the first. Nice stop. McCann just picked that one on his left side. Good defensive backstop. David McCann was a regular for Virginia Tech this year. Here comes the 2-0. Outside half, ball 3. McCann has 5 hits this summer. 3 of them are singles, 2 of them home runs. Here comes the 3-0. Upstairs, just got the top half of the zone, so Camden Johnson will have to re-enter. Johnson this summer, he's been here the whole way. Batting .243 coming into this one. Driven in 8 runs, stolen 8 bases. Now he's in a 3-2 count. He had the team lead for doubles for a long time with 4 before Jared Advincula. He took it with 5. Had one against YD. Johnson, one of the prime run producers on this team, though. Hits one on the ground towards second. Gobbled up by Schmidt. Made the play in time for out number 3. 1-2-3 frame for Matthew Dallas. The pitching locking down here at Lowell Park. Going to the top of the 4th. It's 4-3 Cotuit.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Well, that's quite the way to enter the inning. It's 4-3, Cotuit over Falmouth. I think the Kettleers manager, Lauren Hibbs, has been tossed from this game as he's making his case to home plate umpire Mark Rowan and first base umpire Robert McHugh.
Well, Lauren Hibbs is pleading his case. You don't really see it happen all that much between innings. And Lauren Hibbs' big argument is that he was yelling at the home plate umpire because he couldn't hear him over the speakers.
We still don't really know what the reason for the ejection was, but he is clearly not pleased, as would anybody in getting ejected. But that's baseball. So Rob Evans re-enters. He's on the mound facing off against David McCann, Ashton Wilson, and Chris Newstrom, the bottom of the order. So everyone's waiting for this situation to get cleared up before we re-enter play. And there it is. The show goes on.
Lauren Hibbs is out of the dugout.
We'll have to get word on who the interim manager is, as that shot high in the air out to center field. Bogenpole measured and snatched it. One down.
Well, Evans has been able to get quick outs, especially in this past inning, where in the third he was able to retire 3 of the 4 he faced, the lone blemish a single. So looking to continue just the quick work.
Here comes Ashton Wilson. Drove in 2 on a single back in the second. One count to Wilson. He went 0 for 4 against Harwich. Walked but struck out 3 times. Having much better production to start this one out. So Kevin Frady is the replacement. It's kind of who I imagined. He's the most senior of all of the assistant coaches. Has been coach for 20, 30 years to this point. Various schools and organizations. Even spent some time with the Mets.
Well, we'll see if Kevin Frady can try to talk over the loudspeakers here at Lowell Park.
They seem to get the best of, well, I guess you could say the umpires, at least to Lauren Hibbs. The first ejection of the summer here. Off the end of the bat to short. Matthews fires in time. 2 down.
Some more quick outs from Evans. Getting that contact, that's soft in the infield. It's what was working in the first inning when he went 3 up, 3 down.
He's been rolling ever since that second inning, and that's really his only blemish. He went 1, 2, 3 in his first frame, had the crooked number 3 runs scored in the second, and then retired 3 of 4 in the third, and now he's quickly through 2 here. Back-to-back outings, we've seen a Kettleer pitcher just work quickly. Here he comes to home, skips high off of Lavin to Chris Newstrom. He had a rough day against Harwich, as did Wilson. Those two combined to go 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts. They have done much better today. Wilson, the RBI single, and Newstrom got aboard in the second via an error. Chris Newstrom, the 9-hole hitter, looks at a ball. 13 walks to 15 strikeouts. He leads the team in free passes. However, he's hitting a .152. He's playing shortstop today. Here comes the 2-1. Good spot on the lower half by Evans. Newstrom, he's here after wrapping up his freshman season at Tennessee. The 2-2, outside. Played 33 games, took 57 at-bats, and he raked. 351 batting average, 433 on base, 684 slug. Did well in a limited role with the Volunteers. Here comes the 3-2. Tapper on the ground towards short. It's routine for Farber, who makes the play. A 1-2-3 frame for Rob Evans. He's back on his horse. here at Lowell Park as we enter the bottom half of the fourth. 4-3 Cats.
Hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Bottom of 4 here at Lowell Park. The Mass State Lottery hero of the game just got honored out on the field as Matthew Dallas is pitching his 4th inning for the Falmouth Commodores against Taggart Tyson, Luke Lavin, and Dean West.
That'd be Jason Labor, the 26-year veteran of the Barnstable Police Force, who was recognized as the Massachusetts State Lottery hero of the game, where he was not just a police officer, but served in the United States Army, had tours in 3 overseas conflicts: Desert Storm in 1990, Afghanistan's Operation Enduring Freedom in 2010, and Kuwait's Operation Inherent Resolve in 2022. So a man who has given it all for this country. Yeah, we give a special thanks to all those who are both home and abroad serving our great nation.
A lifetime of service for Labor, getting a much-deserved honor here at the game. Dallas, the fire home, is outside. Taggart Tyson looking for his first hit as a Ket. Grounded out his first time up. This is his debut today, playing first base, batting in the 8 hole. Tyson's really been through the Summer League gauntlet, only a couple years into his college career. After not getting any playing time as a freshman at Louisville, he went and played with Waterloo in the Northwoods League, hit .270 there and played 25 games, then played 13 more games with the Lima Locos of the Great Lakes Collegiate League. And he walks.
It'll be interesting to see how much that Lauren Hibbs ejection spurs as a catalyst for this Cotuit offense that had surrendered 3 runs after going up 4-0.
Got to put a little bit of a fire under you.
Yeah, if anytime you see your head man get tossed, you got to play for him.
I think you could argue it was a bit of a short leash for him as well, so I'm sure the players didn't love that.
An abnormally short leash for a, what was it, 3rd inning ejection.
Yeah, in between innings at that. So Kevin Frady will be at the top step for the rest of this game. That's a nice pitch from Dallas. 1-1 to Luke Lavin. He walked and came all the way around to 3rd his first time up, but got stranded there. Dallas fires home. Outside. Two and 1 count. Runner on first. It's been a 4-3 ball game since the top of the 2nd. Oh, runner goes on the throw back to first, and Tyson is well out at 2nd. 1 down.
Yeah, he was caught in no man's land, too far dancing from first base, and by the time the pickoff move was over there, Tyson had a bit of a late jump.
Now no base runners for Luke Lavin to hit with. Sometimes you just get caught too far off first. You have nothing you can do. Outside pitch. Luke Lavin, meanwhile, is working a good count. He worked a 4-pitch walk his first time up, so he's only seen 1 strike through this whole game. Lofts one foul. Lavin, a great eye at the dish. And I think that's a trait that's shared with many catchers.
Well, Dallas on the day, 69 pitches. He's thrown 32 strikes.
I think it's fair to say he's been all over the place. Right back up the middle, a base hit. Luke Lavin, 1 for 1. He's been aboard each time up.
And he's got a solid swing, able to time up that baseball well and send it up the middle.
1 for 1 with a walk, Luke Lavin. Turns over the lineup card to Dean West, the left fielder from UCLA. Only his 2nd time leading off this season in a lineup full of guys who lead off at their school. Jared Advincula being one of those who is the main guy here in that spot. And it makes sense. He's hitting .360 this summer, so there's a good reason why he's always there. But Dean West, just as capable, hitting well over 300 in the summer. Hit over 300 at school, had an on-base percentage flirting with 500. And at the Power 5 level with a program like UCLA that made their name in the regionals, that is not easy.
They play some good baseball out west. UCLA has been a baseball powerhouse, have returned to that spot.
0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Dallas up in a count. Well upstairs with that fastball. Kettleers up by only a run. Looking to dig closer to Falmouth, who sits at 2nd in the West Division. They're 10-10-1 to the Kettleers 8-11-2. That's flared out to left field. Tails foul. Kettleers do have one of the best records in the month of July, actually the best in the league, 5-2-1. Falmouth, not too bad themselves. They're 4-3-1 in the month. Well outside, Dean West working himself back into this count.
Now, the Kettleers have been hot in the last 10 games or so, making up a lot of ground in the standings.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Dean West. High pitch. All of a sudden, it's 3-2 with a 1-out base runner. Dallas, the 3-2. We'll do it again. Had fireworks in this game. To start, 4 runs scored in the first by Cotuit. Falmouth answered with 3 more in the top half of the second. It's been silent since.
Some quick innings.
That's outside. Ball 4. Dean West had to wait a moment just to double check, but he'll take his base. 2nd walk of the game.
That's 5 total walks now thrown by Matthew Dallas. It's been the primary way the Kettleers have gotten on base today.
He worked an 8-pitch count. I think we're going to have a new pitcher here in a moment. Could be the final mound meeting here as Jared Saltalamacchia is out there to take the ball from Matthew Dallas. We will have a new arm out here for Falmouth momentarily. 4-3, Cotuit leads while we take a quick break.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
New pitcher out there for Falmouth is Jackson Vanesco. College teammates with Dylan Scudder at Bryant. Pitched to a .293 earned run average in 43 innings as a swingman. 15 games pitched in, 6 starts for the tall lefty.
Well, back-to-back lefty arms in the arsenal today for Jared Saltalamakia's squad, trying to attack a left-handed heavy-hitting lineup for Cotuit. This will be Vanesco's 4th appearance of the summer. He's already spun 6 1/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 4. That works itself out to a .568 ERA.
He'll start off against Caden Bogenpol. He inherits a couple of runners on base. Dean West on first, Luke Lavin on second. Bogenpol in a bit of a slump, hitless in his last few games after a 4-hit day against Brewster. That was the game where Cotuit scored a season-high watermark for all Cape League teams with 19 runs. Swings and misses on that first pitch. I think that has been the harbinger of doom for Caden Bogenpol. Just the swing and miss. Outside, pops out of the glove. Each runner advances a base. Vanesco went with that breaking pitch. The catcher, McCann, couldn't quite adjust to it. We're in the bottom of the 4th here. 4-3 ball game. Couple of runners on. That's tagged foul. 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. Great situation for Caden Bogenpol. You can afford to ground one out here. One-two count. Bogenpol will regain his bearings. The 1-2. In there, called strike 3. Got Bogenpol looking.
You're talking about how ground out could work. A sacrifice fly would have been solid in that plate appearance as well, because Bogenpol has so much power, but now with 2 outs, it takes away any sort of sacrifice fly, which is really what you're looking for with first base unoccupied and 2 runners in scoring position. So a bit of a good break for Jackson Vanesco.
Now he's pitching to the right-handed swinging Ryan Farber, a natural switch hitter. First pitch was inside. Infield playing well spread apart. The second baseman, Carl Schmidt, and the shortstop, Chris Newstrom, are fairly far apart, playing with their feet in the outfield. Watch his ball, too. Each middle infielder probably 10 to 20 feet off the bag. Lavin on third, West on second. 2 on, 2 outs for Ryan Farber. Here's the pitch. Outside. And you can afford to walk Farber here if you're Vanesco. It's not the end of the world if you put him on first.
Well, it's fairly close when you look at who's on deck.
You make a fair point. Jack Natilli batting cleanup. He's right after Farber, so that's some real good protection for Farber. This pitch is going inside. Ball 4. Well,
it's
now
the
you got to face him.
End of the world, right? Isn't that what you said? It's not the end of the world. Well, it kind of is now in Natilli.
Now you have to pitch to him. Natilli got hit by a pitch in the first. He flew out to right in the second. That ball probably would have gotten down if not for a spectacular diving catch by Antonio Morales. The first offer to Natilli is inside a ball. You cannot work around him.
That you can, especially just with the past week that he's been having. He currently has an OPS above 2,000 in the past 4 games.
He checked at that pitch. They say he went around. It was close. An outside fastball. It's 1-1 to Natilli, who's batting with the bases loaded. So he's got a couple of grand slams in the past 4 games. So you can only imagine what he's looking for here. The 1-1. Whew, swing and miss. That was a grand slam swing.
Yeah, he's had 2 grand slams in the past 3 games, not including today.
Natilli's back in there. The DH ready for Vanesco's offer. Lines it right back up the middle. That'll score 1. Screaming around third is West. He'll come all the way home to score the second run on a Jack Natilli bullet single. 6-3 Cotuit.
Well, even when it's not a home run, Natilli is absolutely obliterating the baseball right now. That was a screaming line drive up the middle. I wouldn't even be shocked if you're telling me that was 100 miles per hour off the bat. He can get that barrel around so quick. That one giving Cotuit a bit more of a cushion, now leading by 3.
Natilli red hot at the dish. That pitch taking a strike to Nolan Stevens. So Natilli, a couple more runs driven in. He's up to 17 RBIs this season. Almost all of those in the month of July. He's on first. Runner goes sliding into third in time is Ryan Farber with a stolen base, his 5th of the season.
And Farber hasn't had much success stealing bases in the past week or so. That's his first successful stolen base in the last 5 games after being caught stealing twice.
Now they got runners on the corners for Nolan Stevens. Searching for his first hit of the game. That was well inside. Stevens 0 for 1 with a walk. He scored back in the first. The 2-1. Lifted high in the air, not too deep into right. Looking up at it is Schmidt, who makes the grab for out number 3, but not before Jack Natilli does Jack Natilli things and drives in 2 on a hot single right up the middle. We're going to go to our sideline reporter, Brooke Kilgore, with the Massachusetts State Lottery Hero of the Game.
Ready whenever. All right. Hey, guys, welcome to the On Deck Circle here. Today is a very special event here at Lowell Park. We're celebrating our first responders in our community, and what better way to do that than the Massachusetts Lottery Hero of the Game. I'm here with Jason Labor, Lieutenant Jason Labor, I should say, after completing 26 years of duty in a 34-year span, so wearing 7 different uniforms, 3. First of all, welcome home to Cotuit. We're glad to have you here. How's it feeling being here at Lowell Park tonight?
It's great. I'm humbled that I was. So thank you. Brooke, and thank you, Cotuit Kettleers, for having me here tonight. Thank you.
Definitely. You're also a part of the Barnstable Police Force here as a reserves member. You spent a lot of time in this community. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, so I'm a police lieutenant here. I work on the midnight shift. So usually when you're awake, I'm sleeping. When you're sleeping, I'm awake. So I've done double duty for a while. Military career, policing career. Was able to juggle both those careers and had a family. My wife is behind us here. You add those three things together, big juggling act. So I was fortunate to get through that military career and retire. It's been a great endeavor.
Definitely sounds like an incredible career. You've had a day practically dedicated to you here with other first responders, with the paramedics, fire trucks, all of them here tonight. What does it mean to see your community come and celebrate the first responder community?
Yeah, we have a great community here out in Cotuit, all the way out in Cotuit. It seems like a faraway place for us, but this community is great, very close-knit community, and they love their baseball out here.
All right, Jason, thank you again for your service. We're going to throw it back up to you guys in the box.
Thank you again, Brooke. We've got a new pitcher out there for Cotuit, making another debut here in the village is Jonathan Edelman, the tall right-hander, 6'7", out of Bucknell.
Just wrapped up his second season at Bucknell, and this past year he was spending some phenomenal stuff. 265 for the ERA, over 21 appearances. All were in relief. He was able to get 5 saves as well, so Bucknell trending towards him in some late game situations. 34 innings flat pitched, struck out 46 in those innings, only allowed 10 earned runs.
The strikeout stuff is why he's here. It's good for a 12.2 K per 9 rate. He'll start up against the top of the order for Falmouth here in the top of 5. It's a 6-3 ball game. Cotuit's up. Carl Schmidt, Antonio Morales, and Adrian Lopez all come up to bat. This is Schmidt. High chopper towards short. A late roll, and Matthews gloved it and fired home for the first in time.
When that baseball came down, it caught the lip between the infield grass and the dirt, and it caused the ball to kick forward instead of bounce up, and Matthews was able to react accordingly, getting his glove down instead of trying to play it on a hop, and able to transition in time to get the throw to first.
Good to see him rein it in after the error back in the second. He's sure-handed over there at short. Edelman gets a quick out, number 1. Now it's Antonio Morales. The tall hurler Edelman's ready. You see how that fastball comes down on a batter? Has a hammer-like motion up there. Third baseman Johnson is pinched well in. Morales known to play some small ball. He's got no 0-2 count. Man, Edelman's improvement from his freshman to his sophomore season was really admirable. A 747 earned run average and 37 1/3 as he gets swing and miss. From Antonio Morales, his first strikeout here on Cape.
That baseball just continued to break in towards Morales, and thinking something more middle of the zone after seeing 2 straight pitches in that area, and Edelman able to make Morales wave and miss.
But he went from a 747 earned run average and similar workload down to a 265. It's not easy to rein in your mechanics that much between 2 seasons. Here comes his first pitch, gets some swing and miss on Lopez. A lot of whiffs early for Edelman. The most unique element of his game is almost a kick change. It's been in vogue in baseball recently, and it's another whiff from a Falmouth batter. Can't square up Edelman early. He just struck out Morales. 0-2 count to Lopez. kicked off the shoe of Lavin. It's 1-2.
That was just the first ball thrown by Edelman today.
He's been pounding the zone early on in his first appearance with the Kets. Edelman got the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts ends the first inning in a Kettleer uniform for Edelman. Keeps it a 6-3 game. Cotuit up. Going to toss it over to Chris Albright for the rest of this one.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Bottom of 5 here from Lowell Park. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue in this matchup between the Cotuit Kettleers and the Falmouth Commodores. Cats up 6-3 over the Doors. And it's been a couple of crooked number innings for Cotuit that have done the job. 4 in the first, 2 in the fourth. Really taking advantage of some walks thrown by Commodores pitching.
Yeah, they've been struggling with the control out there on the hill so far. 6 issued between Matthew Dallas and Jackson Vanesco, and the Kettleers have been taking full advantage, getting bat to ball, and they've been starting to get the hitting going. We saw Jack Natilli continue his run with a 2-run single.
Luke Matthews takes a pitch upstairs. It will be Matthews, Johnson, and Tyson due up for the Kets this inning. Tagger Tyson playing in his first game for Cotuit. Matthews today, 1 for 2, singled in the first, grounded out in the third. Currently listed with 3 RBIs. Though initially thought Stevens came around to score on the throw. This ball lifted to center field and New has a play on it. 1 away.
Ball was well hit out to center. Just not quite enough zip on it, and New had it measured early.
Camden Johnson will be the batter. Johnson also 1 for 2 today. He singled and brought in a run in the first. That was Cotuit's 4th run of the ball game, a lead that they possessed for mere minutes after Falmouth scored 3 in the top of the second. Johnson shows bunt, caught a piece of it. Johnson early on in this season was showing bunt a lot. It seemed nearly every at-bat he'd at least show it, and was quite successful at that. Soft grounder right side. Schmidt to Schmidt. 2 away. Carl Schmidt, the second baseman. Kent Schmidt, the first baseman. It's an all Schmidt side of the infield.
And they're not related? Who would have thought?
Very rarely are you playing baseball with someone, same team, same last name, same side of the infield, and you're just teammates. First pitch swinging from Tagger Tyson, who was 0 for 1 in his Kettleers debut. He worked a walk his last time up. Jackson Vanesco out on the mound. He's been working quickly. McCann with a bit of a hockey goalie-esque style block. Shaken up.
I think it caught him in the wrong spot.
We were listening to Tom Hamilton. How did he say? McCann can't sing baritone now?
I think that's right.
1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Inside. Swung on towards left field. Coming into play it is Wilson, and he'll make the catch at his knees. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Jackson Vanesco. Things remain 6-3 here at Lowell Park. This is Cape League Baseball on Cape League TV.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Top of 6. Jonathan Edelman remaining out on the bump for the Kettleers. This will be his second inning of work. He was able to work a 1-2-3 inning in his first frame thrown for the Kets this season. Quite a way to start your Cape League summer.
He looked really strong. Fastball was playing well against that changeup he has that's just so tough to square up. Doesn't need a lot to really throw batters off, but Edelman picked up right where he left off from his time at Bucknell.
Edelman able to earn a Patriot League Pitcher of the Week honor this past season, where he was really dominating for the Bison in his second season. His first 6 appearances of the season, he didn't allow a run in just about 12 innings of work. So if that tracks here, we've got 11 more innings of scoreless baseball. This ball lifted out to left center field, short of the warning track, and Bogenpole would make the catch. I'll tell you what, had to catch my breath there as I'm talking about Edelman going scoreless, and Mike Anu just put a charge into a baseball.
That was chin high, too. I can't believe he hit it that far. Jeez.
If there's one player on the Commodores roster you probably don't want to even attempt an announcer's jinx situation with, it's Mike Anu, who has been tearing the cover off the baseball this summer. The batter will be Kent Schmidt, Justin Osterhaus on deck. Schmidt today 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to center field. Against Cotuit this season, coming into this ball game, Schmidt 2 for 7, had a pair of RBIs in the first 2 appearances. The 1-0, just a bit low. You say 2 RBIs in 2 games, oh, that's not quite a whole lot. But when you look at the scores, those 2 RBIs playing a big differential, as Falmouth has only scored 5 runs coming into this game against the Kettleers. Count now 2-1. This game initially projecting to be a little bit different than the first two games. Mark Rowan saying Edelman needs to make eye contact with the batter, Kent Schmidt. Thought this would be a high-scoring one. After both teams had 7 after 2 innings, it's been quiet since the 2-1. Line drive left field, sinking fast, and it gets down before West. Big turnaround first for Schmidt, and he'll head back to first base, but he'll scamper to second on the overthrow. Throw to second in time to get Kent Schmidt. A good recovery from the Kettleers for out number 2.
It didn't look like Schmidt recognized how close Tyson was to him backing up that throw, because he had plenty of time to just toss that over to second base and retire Schmidt.
It will be a single for Schmidt, and he'll be out on the throw. Call it a 7-1-6 put out.
7-3-6.
7-3-6. You're right. So 7-3-6 on the put out for out number 2. Osterhaus, the batter. Count now 2-0 on him.
See, our scoring system's a little different. I just put the little 1B and then a line to second, then a big X. We keep it simple here.
Mine, yeah, just comparing scorebooks. Mine's a little bit more in depth. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fouled off. But that's one of the joys of baseball, especially scorekeeping. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it, but all means the same. And as long as you know what you're reading, that's all that really matters.
It's a fair point. I mean, I've scribbled together plenty of random things on here, but all of it makes sense, so.
And that's all that matters. As long as you can look back and say what happened, it works. So as long as we can both look back and say, oh, what happened on the 7-3-6 put out? Handwriting aside. 2-2 with 2 outs. Sadelman trying to go another 1-2-3 inning. Osterhaus ready, the pitch. Fouled off. It is worth noting, you do it all in one pen. I've got 3 different colors, 4 going if you count the highlighter on my book.
I've thought about trying the multiple colors, but I just love keeping it simple.
Osterhaus getting some good contact on these foul balls.
We could afford extra pens anyway.
10-pack for like $2 at Walmart. Just simple red, blue.
Huh. That's a scam. It's not true.
Scam?
I don't believe you.
I bought them.
I'll have to see for myself, I guess.
We'll take a Walmart run. Get some multicolored pens. 2-2. Count will run full. Edelman this past season at Bucknell, 22 walks to 46 strikeouts. Cut his 30 walks his freshman season down by nearly a third. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3, top part of the zone. The third of the afternoon for Edelman. Middle of 6 here at Lowell Park. Ket's still up by 3.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Kettleers have doubled up the Commodores, up 6-3. Here we are, home half of the 6th. From the press box in the Arnold Mycock building behind home plate on a redshirt Friday. Remaining out on the mound, Jackson Vanesco. Worth mentioning, Falmouth wearing, it looks like their practice shirts instead of uniforms, just with T-shirts.
Similar to the Cotuit game at Brewster, and they got that second win of the season. Things were starting to turn around at that point. It's a good luck charm. And we later figured out they did not need those, but, you know, it was fun while it lasted.
Falmouth looking for some of that same magic in the shirts here today. Luke Lavin up to bat. Dean West on deck. Caden Bogenpole in the hole. Lavin's been walked once today. He singled in his other plate appearance. Came around to score. Take strike 2. West on deck has been walked twice. Vanesco looking to stop the bases on balls. Couldn't get Lavin swinging. Coming into this game, both the Ketts and the Doors pitching staffs averaging around 4 1/3 walks per game. Middle of the pack in the Cape League. Been stark differences between the walks issued today, though. Cotuit's only walked 1 Commodore. Falmouth has only, should I say, Falmouth has walked 6 Kettleers. 2-2. Off the inside of the bat, dribbling towards third, and the throw's in time. 1 away on that 5-3 ground out. Lineup card flips to Dean West, who has gotten on base twice today. He fouled out in his other plate appearance. And if Cotuit wants a man on base today, it should be Dean West, who has come around to score both times he's reached. Plenty of free real estate in right center field. Gray skies still at 71 degrees. It's been a stretch of some cooler weather here on Cape. At least cooler relative to this summer. We've heard it's been a bit of a warm summer here.
I think
on the tail of Massachusetts. Sorry.
You're good. The cooler weather, it's been welcome, though. I mean, finally able to break out the pants.
Ground ball to short. 2 away. Yeah, we're both wearing pants today.
I think that's the first time we have each worn pants in the booth. I was about to say that's a record, but what kind of record is that?
A record for wearing pants in the booth. That would be the record.
That was some riveting stuff right there. Let's go back to the game.
Bogenpole up. He is 0 for 3 today. First pitch to him. Just a bit inside. Great crowd on hand still. Sticking through the end on this one. Mentioned how Lowell Park has been packed the past 4 games. This one looks to be another well-attended one. To about the scoreboard, and then a speckling of some spectators throughout the outfield. I'd venture to say this is another crowd above 1,500. 2-1, ripped in the air towards right field and down. Bogenpole reaches with a single, his first hit today.
And he needed that. It's been a bit of a slump for Bogenpole, so just to see one get over the head of the first baseman and land harmlessly in the outfield has to feel good.
Bogenpole brandished a new bat after fracturing his first earlier in this game. New bat, new game for him. Batter is Ryan Farber. 1 for 2 today, also reached via a walk. Switch hitter hitting righty. Farber earlier this season able to become the first, you could say, an accolade where he became the only holder of the title. He became the first, to our knowledge, Cape League baseball player to record a hit from both sides of the plate in an inning.
And one of those was a homer.
That, according to one of the Cape League historians. Two-0 ripped up the middle, gloved on a line by Schmidt. That will retire the inning. Cotuit will strand a runner. Ket's still up 6-3. We'll take a break here on the Kettleers Digital Network on Cape League TV.
Hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
We've hit the 7th inning in this matchup between the Kets and the Doors. Another new pitcher out on the mound and another arm making his debut for the Kettleers. It's been 3 pitchers, all 3 seeing action for the first time as a Kettleer in this game. The new arm, Chase Carson, 6'4", 210, out of Charlotte.
Pitched a lot this year at school. 50 1/3 innings at Charlotte. 43 earned run average, quite the improvement in more of just a straight up bullpen role, 28 appearances, 64 strikeouts as well. He was punching tickets out there.
Carson, hailing from the state of Kansas, went to State Fair Community College in Missouri before heading to UNC Charlotte. The Kansas to Charlotte pipeline, similar to Kettleers skipper Lauren Hibbs, who went from Wichita State to Charlotte, where he was the coach at UNC Charlotte for around 2 decades.
30 years.
3 decades.
He was there for a long time, and he found his way back to Wichita State before entering the summer ball circuit.
Both Carson and Hibbs able to connect over Kansas and Charlotte stories, I'm sure. It will be McCann, Wilson, and Newstrom, 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Commodores this inning. Swing and a miss from McCann. 0 for 1 today, walked and came around to score in the 2nd. Flew out to center in the 4th. On the ground, right side, past the glove of Tyson. A single for David McCann to start this inning.
It was a really good effort by Tyson to dive to that ball. Just got past the glove, though, and McCann has his first hit of the day.
The batter is Ashton Wilson. 1 for 2, has a pair of RBIs. Wilson has had limited plate appearances for the Commodores just due to time. A recent addition on Cape. This is his 5th game played for Falmouth. Wilson playing his college ball at Florida. Two for 16 on the season. No, we'll call it 3 for 18 now, including this game. Count evens at 1-1. Ket's holding on to a 3-run lead. The Commodores have been held scoreless since the 2nd. Their lone inning of damage, 3 runs in the top of 2. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball fought off. 1-2. Talked about that interesting tidbit from Ryan Farber when he was up last inning. All stats brought to us by the Cape League historian Mike Richard. Does incredible work for the Cape League. Keeping stats, finding out when's the last time something happened. The 1-2. Fouled off. I mean, there's plenty of history to track here in the Cape League. All these teams have been around quite some time. Cotuit has been a member of the Cape Cod Baseball League since 1947. '78 seasons of Cotuit Kettleers baseball at Lowell Park.
A lot of great baseball played here, Chris.
She don't look a day over 30. One, two. Ashton Wilson doing the best he can to work this pitch count high for Chase Carson in his first inning of work. Sun beginning to set. Sunglasses resting on the brims of Kettleer ball caps in the outfield. They shed them after the sun went behind some clouds in the 2nd inning. 1-2 is blasted towards left field, traveling far. That ball is long gone. A mammoth shot off the bat of Ashton Wilson. His first extra base hit of the summer. And the Commodores are within 1 of the Kettleers.
Just a great swing from Wilson. Broke into him and found the barrel. Simple as that.
Absolutely hammered over the left field fence towards the Kettleers bullpen. Five runs on 6 hits for the Commodores today. 6 runs on 6 hits for the Kettleers. Chris Newstrom up. Takes the first pitch strike. Newstrom in the first 2 games of this season series went 1 for 3, was walked 3 times, hit by a pitch once, able to get on base. Down in the count, count evens 1-1. Newstrom this season leads the Commodores in walks. He has 13 of them on the season. One. Ground ball, third base. Johnson guns to first. In time for out number 1 on the inning. Carl Schmidt, the leadoff man up. Antonio Morales will be on deck. This top third of the Commodores lineup, Schmidt, Morales, and Lopez, a combined 0 for 9 today. The damage has been in the middle and bottom third of the Falmouth lineup card. Here's the 1-0. A lot of the damage has been off the bat of Ashton Wilson. 2 for 3 today now. After that 2-run home run, he possesses 4 of the Commodores' RBIs today. Carl Schmidt looking to get on base for the first time today. He's up in the count 3-0. Chase Carson in his first inning for Cotuit. (3-1). Carson battling back in this count. 7:06 local time. First pitch was just about 2 hours ago. Beginning to get a little dark. You can tell when it begins to get noticeable. Here's the 3-2. Outside. A full count walk issued to Carl Schmidt. 1 aboard, 1 out. And it's just the second walk of the day issued to the Commodores. Meeting out on the mound the entirety of the infield, and Carson's battery mate Luke Lavin out to talk things over with Tim O'Connor.
And he's kind of scuffled to start this one. The single, homer, got the 1 out via the ground out, but walked his next batter. Hasn't quite been the debut to desire for Carson.
Carson, at least via Baseball Reference, can't see if he's registered any time spent in a summer league.
They're pretty on top of their summer league, so I would take their word for it.
Jumping straight to the deep end here on Cape. Has the stuff to get through it. That's how you start. A first pitch strike to Antonio Morales, who is 0 for 3 today. Carl Schmidt at first, a bit of a longer lead. Chase Carson, the lefty, looking right at him. Gap on the right side of the infield. Farber playing close to second. First baseman Tyson on the bag. 0-1, runner goes. Check swing, throw down to second, a bit offline, not in time. Strike is the call on the pitch. It will be 0-2 on Antonio Morales. Another runner in scoring position for the Commodores. Tying run at second base in this 1-run ball game. Falmouth quick on the base paths. Came into this game first in the league in stolen bases. 0-2, barely caught a piece of it. Oh, 2, 1 out. Schmidt is on second base. Morales the batter. Carson kicks and deals. Swung on it, barely caught a piece of it again. It's been a lively crowd here today. Been hearing some chatter just throughout the game. A lot of happy voices as the rain's been held away for now. The 0-2. Had Morales been able to keep the bat out of the way, that would have been a ball.
I think today's the one day we aren't supposed to get rain at this time. Well, look at the forecast. It looks pretty clear for the rest of the week, so it's nice to see.
Thank goodness. Oh, 2. Belted towards center field, coming into play at Bogenpole, and he'll make the catch. Schmidt holding at second. 2 away. Adrian Lopez, the designated hitter, up for the Commodores. 0 for 3 on the day. Has been walked 4 times this season by Cotuit pitchers. All 4 in the first 2 games of this season series. 2 outs, runner on second for Falmouth. Oh, and 1. Bit of a fun, don't quite want to call it rivalry, but matchup between these two teams. Have a history of meeting each other 4th of July. Play back-to-back days, July 3rd and July 4th, season after season. In the air towards center field, Bogenpole got a late break, extends and can't make the catch. Coming in to score is Schmidt. This game is tied off the bat of Adrian Lopez.
It's great contact, laced it into center field, and Bogenpole almost had the play on it, but kind of like that Nolan Stevens diving attempt earlier in the game, just missed it by a hair.
Go-ahead runs on first base, and if there's a man in this lineup card that can bring him home, it's Mike Anu. The recent Arkansas commit who has been bumping his draft stock up daily here on Cape. He shows bunt, pops it in the air, and it lands in no man's land. Johnson won't have a play. Everyone's safe. Very rarely do you see a bunt popped up in the infield work out so meticulously well for a player. But Micah knew everything going right for him this summer.
Just straight past the pitcher's mound, and like you said, it couldn't have gone much better. But this guy possesses so many tools. He can hit, he can bunt, he's got power, decent plate discipline. He's been playing a decent center field so far this summer. Not much not to like.
The batter is Kent Schmidt. First pitch is a strike to him. It's not a matter of if Mike Anu is going to hear his name called this upcoming draft. It's a win. And that win certainly an indicator of if he'll return to Arkansas or not. Well, return, he'd go there for his first season. Read an article from D1 Baseball saying that New is committed to Arkansas. He wants to go be a Razorback, but if the right, you could say, number or team gets thrown out at him, why not take advantage? Such a different era of college sports.
It's almost professional at this point.
Whole different world. 2-1, 2 out. The pitch. Count now even. Chase Carson 1 strike away from getting out of this away half of the 7th inning. Commodores with 2 on, looking to break into the lead for the first time today. 2-2. Fouled off. Kent Schmidt, 2 for 3 today. A pair of singles to his name. A single deep enough here with 2 outs and runners going could score the go-ahead run for Falmouth. 2-2. Ripped in the air towards right field. Sinks down for a base hit. Getting the wave around third is Lopez. Throw won't be in time. Falmouth up 7-6. New to third. Schmidt at first on an RBI single. Commodores have plated 4 here in the top of the 7th. And as Tim O'Connor goes out to the mound, he'll take the baseball from Chase Carson. We'll see a new arm on the mound for the Kettleers when we return on Cape League TV. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The batter is Justin Osterhaus. Runner goes to second. There won't be a throw down.
Shouldn't even bother at that point. Schmidt just trying to bait the throw down.
Walker's one priority is the man up to bat. 0-1. Just a bit outside. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Cloudy skies. It's getting dark at Lowell Park. No lights. We play until it gets dark. The 1-1. On the ground towards Farber. Should be it. Throw to first in time. Walker able to come into a precarious situation and shut things down for the Kettleers. Falmouth plates 4. The Commodores lead 7-6. And instead of going to break, we'll kick it down field side to Brooke Kilgore and Ashley Young to talk more about today's festivities.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to the On Deck Circle here. Brooke Kilgore joined by event coordinator Ashley Young, who hosted a phenomenal First Responders Appreciation Night here on Red Shirt Friday. Something new this time. Touch a Truck was here. What was that experience like?
Honestly, it was really great because we really got a chance to let the first responders interact with the local community, and the kids got to learn about what they do, why they got into being a first responder, and it was really cool to just, see all the community outreach going on.
Why is it so important that kids especially get to connect with their first responders in their community?
I just think that it helps them gain a deeper level of respect, hearing about what they do, and honestly even getting interested in it. So many boys were like, I want to be a firefighter. So it was really cool to see.
All right, final question for you. If you had to pick, are you more of a police car or fire truck kind of girl?
Definitely fire truck.
Fire truck. All right, we'll find Ashley Young in a fire truck hopefully soon. Back up to you guys in the box.
Connor, are you a fire truck or a police car type of guy?
I have no idea. I think I'd have to ponder that one for a while.
I think I'll confidently say fire truck. I think that would be fun. A wildland firefighter.
Oh, so you're fighting forest fires.
Before the game, I got to go touch a truck, and it was the wildland fire truck. Got to see some wildland firefighters, and they had a Smokey the Bear inflatable. And I'll quiz you with this, because they asked me the question, and I got it wrong on my first guess. What does Smokey the Bear say? What's his tagline?
Man, stay away from the fire.
Oh, if only it were that simple. You're wrong. Oh, you gotta know.
Man, I've definitely heard it before, but it's not coming to me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, I guessed if there's smoke, there's fire, which wasn't it. That was said, I looked it up in the 84th year. Year 84.
84 AC.
Smokey the Bear says, only you can prevent wildfires.
Yeah, I was not getting that one. I'm gonna be honest with you. We keep it real here in the booth.
There's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Commodores, another lefty. It's Jacob Schultz, 6'2", 206. Plays his college ball at Vandy. First batter he faces Jack Natilli, and he's up in the count 0-1.
318 earned run average and 5 2/3 innings pitched with Vandy. Not too bad.
Well, Schultz has had a very solid summer for the Commodores. This is his 6th appearance. He's gone 5 1/3 innings so far, only allowing 1 earned run. He's struck out 8 and walked 5. A 1.69 ERA for the Doors. As we get closer to the end of this game, have to wonder if closer Joe Sabbath is getting warm in the bullpen. This ball's belted towards center field. Giving chase is New, and he'll camp out and make the catch.
I thought we were getting 6 right there.
I'll tell you what, you have to be a little excited anytime that ball leaves the bat of Jack Natilli. The batter will be Nolan Stevens. Stevens is 0 for 2 today. He walked and came around to score in the first inning. He takes a strike. Kettleers' dugout has been very vocal this game, so much so Lauren Hibbs was tossed earlier in this one in between innings. Third going into the fourth thereabout.
I think now that might be Kevin Frady showing his displeasure with the strike call on Nolan Stevens.
Kevin Frady is coaching third base. Nick Melton at first. Pop fly, left center field. Coming into play is Wilson. He's calling for it. 2 away. Luke Matthews up. 1 for 3 today. His lone hit helped clear the bases in the first inning. A 3 RBI single, and then advanced all the way to third on an error by the pitcher. Takes a looping breaking ball for strike 1. Bottom of the 7th. Night approaching quickly, just about 7:30.
And if you're the Kettleers, you got to be thinking there's a clock on you now. You said it's getting dark quickly, and now you might have to score in this inning.
0-2. Chopped foul. Kettleers scored 4 in the first, 2 in the fourth. Falmouth 3 in the second, 4 in the 7th. It's only been crooked numbers on the scoreboard. Each team doing their damage in droves. 0-2. Bit outside. Schultz, 10 pitches, 7 of them have been strikes. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3 worked by Jacob Schultz out of the bullpen. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Ket's trailing by 1. Darkness approaching quickly at Lowell Park. Time. Lowell Park has no lights. Not trying to play Mother Nature, but I'd have to imagine we're getting close to the end of the game. This has a very good chance of being the last inning, Connor.
It's typically around 8 o'clock when the game gets shut down here, so you can see the sky here. It does not look easy to see a baseball in this type of weather, so I think there's a chance. I mean, heck, the Kettleers might not even have a chance to bat, but you would think they wouldn't let Falmouth come up if Cotuit wasn't going to get a chance, considering the Doors have the lead here.
Always fun in these late games here at Lowell Park. Walker remains out on the mound. He'll be facing McCann, Wilson, and Newstrom. McCann led things off in the 7th inning. Singled and came around to score. The Doors hit through their lineup card in the 7th, plating 4 runs. And now Falmouth with a 1-run lead. Pop fly, Foul ground. Lavin ditches the mask near the dugout, tracking back and can't make the catch.
Man, that hit the pocket of his glove.
Count will be 1-2 on David McCann, who is 1 for 2 today. He's scored twice. He scored when he reached via a walk in the second. One, two. Two and two. Wind whipping out to left center field. Ball is ripped foul. The brightest lights here at Lowell Park, it's the illuminating scoreboard in left center field, shining bright, cutting across this dark backdrop of trees in the outfield. Pitch clock illuminated next to it. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 on the night from Charlie Walker.
McCann fought, but Walker, that devastating curveball is really tough to time up off the fastball, and most of the time you see guys swing and miss at that pitch.
Ashton Wilson is up. 4 RBIs. Driven in today by him. Right center field, this ball is sinking. Stevens in to make the catch. Two away in the top of the 8th. A quick 2 outs. Emphasis on the quick. Cotuit fighting against the clock here. Looking to give themselves as much time to bat as they can. 9-hole hitter Chris Newstrom is up. The Commodores shortstop. 0 for 3 today. Swing and a miss. Good portion of the crowd still here, waiting to see the ending of this West Division matchup. 0-1. Called strike 2. Falmouth sitting at 2nd in the West with 21 points. Cotuit 4th with 18 points. Kettleers looking to hop Bourne in the standings. 0-2. Bit inside. Newstrom hitting 143 on the summer. Walker with a deep breath on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Charlie Walker with a pair of strikeouts in the top of the 8th inning. Works a quick 1-2-3 inning, giving Cotuit some time to come up to bat here in the home half of the 8th. Ketts trailing by 1 on Cape League TV. events here at Lowell Park. The game was called in between innings by the umpiring crew after playing the top half of the 8th inning.
Unbelievable. They didn't even give Cotuit a chance to bat again.
So instead of calling the game at the end of the 7th, Falmouth came up to bat in the top of the 8th, and Cotuit, the home team, not having a chance to answer in the bottom of the 8th.
The umpires just walked away. They walked by the Cotuit dugout. Kevin Frady was out there pleading his case. And it's interesting because this is the exact same sky we had for the past inning when Falmouth came up to bat, but, well, it's the same, so now we're going to call the game. Interesting. Really interesting.
Puzzled, to say the least. And when talking to the umpires, Cotuit coaching staff made a great point. Why not call the game before the top of the inning?
Unreal. What an anticlimactic way to end this game. You don't give the home team a chance to bat down 1 with the same sky, same level of darkness. What an odd ending.
Scoreboard rings final. Falmouth 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Cotuit 6 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Puzzled, to say the very least.
Well, I guess we talk about the game now. I mean, it's hard to look over what just happened and go back to the actual play on the field, but I guess to really look back at it, I mean, Jonathan Edelman had a nice outing in his debut. Rob Evans bounced back well after a tough second inning and spun 2 more scoreless, but there's some positives. Charlie Walker looked good at the end.
Charlie Walker worked a very quick top of the 8th.
It was maybe 5-6 minutes long, and then they called it. How about that? Laughable.
Wow. Not a whole lot to talk about in this one, partner.
I mean, 13 runs total in the game, so there was definitely some action in the innings we played. Just not the bottom of the 8th. Can't give the home team a chance.
Ketts got on top early. First inning, scored 4 runs.
Well, looking at top performers from this game for the Kettleers, Jack Natilli had a 2-run single. Luke Matthews had a 2-run single of his own. There were some strong performances on the offensive end.
Luke Matthews had himself a good day. Bases clearing single in the first. Dean West had a solid job leading off. Worked 2 walks, came around to score both times.
This is tough. Cotuit only a handful of points down in the division. We'll pull up the standings right now. Cotuit, 18 points. Falmouth, 21. One-run game.
I'd like to remind everyone that this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Cotuit will play at Bourne tomorrow. That game's at 6 o'clock local time. Game important in the Western Division standings as Bourne currently sits right above Cotuit in the standings, just 1 point ahead. Bravos today down 3-2 against Wareham. That game in the bottom of the 6th. Looking around the league, only game final right now, Brewster beat YD 10-5. That game called in 7 innings. Orleans up 2-1 over Hyannis in the top of the 6th, and Chatham is up 5-0 over Harwich. That game in the middle of the 4th. Cotuit drops this one 7-6 against Falmouth in a shortened game. Connor, any final thoughts?
Not really.
Saying good night from Lowell Park. Special thank you to our directors and producers, Sorka Lewis and Riley Lewis. The third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore. You can catch all of her post-game interviews on the Cotuit Kettleers YouTube channel. For Connor Shue, I'm Chris Albright. Good night.